Violent crime on the rise in New York City, but the mayor is focused on the danger of children under the age of 5. Kayleigh McEnany weighs in on that ahead. But first, more turbulence in Vice President Harris's office. The Deputy Chief of Staff, Michael Fuchs, reportedly says he'll be leaving the administration next month. This marks the 12th high-profile staff departure for the BP, which have sparked several rumors that Harris runs a toxic and chaotic workplace. Sandra?
Okay. Oil once again topping $100 a barrel today. That despite President Biden's big announcement last week that we would be tapping into the nation's emergency oil reserves. Let's bring in Phil Flynn, oil trader and senior market analyst at the Price Futures Group. You know, we saw this happening over the weekend, Phil, and we thought we got to get Phil on and ask him about this because isn't the intention of tapping those emergency reserves down off the coast of Texas and Louisiana to bring prices down? I'm looking at oil in the middle of the trading day here. Up 4%. It's up $4 right now and firmly back above $100 a barrel. So is the intended consequence of bringing prices down not happening?
It's definitely not happening, Sandra, and because you're absolutely right, because President Biden is misusing the Strategic Petroleum Reserve. Its intention was never to just bring down prices. It's not big enough to do that. You know, it's supposed to be tapped in case of an emergency. It's not supposed to be tapped in case of falling poll numbers, which President Biden does. He thinks it's the Strategic Biden Reserve is what he thinks it is. But, you know, what's happening here is the Biden administration is desperate to get down gasoline prices. They want to make this big show that they're going to release oil. They even talked the International Energy Agency into releasing 120 million barrels of oil. But you know what? That's the best they can do. They're throwing everything they possibly can out of the reserve, and it's failing to bring down prices. And I'm going to argue it's going to make prices go higher in the long run. So this is a big blunder by the Biden administration.
So explain that. What do you mean? Because it's going to encourage more demand, those little blips where it brings prices down. What do you mean it's going to actually serve to bring prices higher in the long run?
Well, as you always remind me, Sandra, the best cure for high prices is high prices. And why is that? It's because it encourages people to produce oil, right? It encourages people to cut back on consumption. When the government gets involved in the free market, trying to manipulate it for short-term political gain, it does more damage. And what's going to happen, it's going to discourage investment, and it's not going to discourage demand. So once you burn through this oil, which is going to be in a couple of days, you're in a worse situation than you would have been had you let the market do its thing, cool off demand, and it's going to, prolong the pain for the American people, where I think 9 out of 10 drivers are concerned about filling up their gas tank week to week. So this is a big issue, and it's another blunder, and it's going to cost us all.
It is remarkable. So here's the national gas average price today. We're looking at $4.18 a gallon, and the administration likes the Putin price hike hashtag because prices have gone up since Putin's invasion, up 18% since that day. But as we often point out, they were already up a full $1 before Putin moved into Ukraine. Here's a bigger look when you look at the current price versus a week ago. By the way, with the rounding up there, the current price is $4.19 a gallon for those keeping close track. A week ago, $4.24. A month ago, $3.83, and to show you the pain this is inflicting and the drastic difference in everybody's pocketbook on this issue. A year ago, it was $2.87 a gallon. I mean, that is a substantial increase that the average American consumer is dealing with today, Phil.
It is, and listen, the bottom line is that everybody in the industry knows that this is not the Putin price hike, right? I mean, I talk to people in the industry every day. I know you do as well, Sandra. They all know that the policies by the Biden administration has been a big cause of this. They've discouraged investment. They've told investors, we're getting out of the fossil fuel business. They're demonizing that investment, and that's why prices started to go up. Now you add on Putin, you add on printing money, all of that other stuff, it just exasperates the situation. At the end of the day, the reason why the world had low inflation for the last decade or so, it was because of the U.S. energy industry. They made the difference. They kept energy prices low so the economy could grow. And, now when you take that out of the equation, you pull back from that, you're seeing the results: higher inflation, higher gasoline prices. I think John Roberts better hang on to that picture of the gas station because it's going to be a collector's item in a few weeks. I think those prices are going back up.
He tweeted it out over the weekend. Yeah, he liked showing that because it was almost sticker shock the other way around. But it was obviously because of a gas tax holiday. But Phil, that's why we call you. You know, whenever I call you, you've got 3-4 phones up to your ears because you've got your ear to the ground. You're talking to so many folks in the industry each and every day, and we appreciate you providing your analysis to us and for us. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Sandra.
John?
You know, Larry Hogan did that because he has got a pretty big surplus in the state of Maryland. But you know what other state's got a really big surplus?
California.
Maybe they could take a gas tax holiday. Hey, preschoolers in America's biggest city still